This is a short presentation on my course. This course has been designed by me to meet the requirements of the module descriptor for Veneering and Marquetry. This course will give the students the skills required to meet the demands of the industry. So my 4 topics are health and safety, an overview of Veneering and Marquetry, timber selection and manufacturing. So I'll just be giving you a brief overview of them first and how I've gone about it. So health and safety, I've started off with a nice icebreaker, Padlet. They're asked to give 2 examples of health and safety in the wardrobe group. In fairness, most people have some form of knowledge, so it could be keeping the area clean, or keeping your school bag in under your desk. It's just a nice way to relax them and get them ready to start into the topic. So I have a YouTube video here on health and safety in the workshop. So to engage them on that, I've set up a health and safety forum. They are to give 10 examples of potential hazards. Following this then, I have a health and safety presentation. So this will show them the importance of personal protective equipment, health and safety features throughout the classroom, and the correct way to use hand tools and power tools. So following this then, I have a nice quiz for them to complete as well. The second topic then is Veneering and Marquetry. So I've done a video scribe video. This is giving them a brief overview of the industry. It covers everything from start to finish. So to test them on that, I have done a Mentimeter. I've asked them to describe typical tools used in the marquetry. This is relating to the video scribe video course. There's also a word search to familiarise themselves with the terminology, and there's a group task then. This is a nice bit of practical work. So in your groups of 2, you'll be doing up book matching, quarter matching, dime matching and diagonal matching. So that's just getting them used to working with the material really, and understanding the matching process. Third topic then is timber selection. So this is a tree presentation here I have. It's giving them an overview of how trees are used in the industry. To test them on that presentation then, I have a 3 quiz done through WordWall, and my personal favourite is a Google Maps task, which I'll be bringing you through later. I have a Google Map tutorial as well on how to use Google Maps for it. And finally we have manufacturing, our last topic. So I have a PowerPoint here giving them an overview of how veneers are manufactured and what machines are used to create a design. So I have a nice mix and match activity. This is matching up the right terminology with the right picture. And I also have an Ed puzzle video here. So this has questions throughout it, and they can't proceed until they answer the questions. Questions are relating to what the man is doing in the video, and he is applying veneer properly to substrate. So I kind of wanted an alternative to note taking, so I found this fill in the blank activity on H5P. So this is relating to our manufacturing PowerPoint here. So while I'm going through that, they have to fill in the blanks, and of course some students may struggle. Everyone's different, so I'll give the relevant students extra help if they need to fill in. Finally, I've done a veneer substrate test. So there's 3 types of substrates commonly used: OSB board, plywood and MDF. So I have tested that throughout here, and I've done a comparison then with a bit of solid timber, showing them why it's important to use veneer for more expensive timber such as mahogany. And then at the bottom here we have our assignments, and again I have guides throughout to help them. I have a discussion forum video here. So we will go into DLO focus here, which is the Google Maps task. This type of learning is called place-based learning. The education process is based around the relevant environment. In this case it's trees. Students use real world examples to make connections and build on their knowledge. This gives students a break from often monotonous industrial type learning such as note taking or textbooks. In the end, students display what they have learned with their peers to promote peer learning. The theorist Neil Fleming was a promoter of this learning, where students broke information into smaller, manageable parts to make it more relevant to them. I've incorporated mind mapping into my timber project here. I need my students to understand where certain types of timbers come from, what characteristics they have, how they are managed. So for example, expensive timbers such as mahogany are used as veneer. So mahogany is commonly got from Brazil down here. So it's a slow growing tree. So that's why, and the fact that it's rare as well, that's why it's very expensive. So we would normally have that in veneer form, and we would use a substrate such as red pine, birch, spruce or larch. These grow in harsh climates and they're fast growing trees. That is why they're so cheap. The students then will be tasked with locating different trees throughout the world. So they will pin them to the location and upload information on them, from pictures and videos to how they are used. So for example, in Ireland, ash is a common tree, so I will do a pin in anywhere in Ireland and I will upload information that I've gathered. And then similarly, if someone's doing mahogany, they will pin any location here in Brazil or Peru, whatever, and they will upload the information they've gathered. So all students will have access to this. So in the end, it will be a collaboration of information. And to ensure each student fully understands the task and how to use Google Maps, I have provided a tutorial video to help students succeed. So that's it here, the Google Map tutorial. So the other aspect then I have to discuss is an instructional design model that I've chosen throughout this course. I have chosen Gagne's 9 events of instruction. To keep the students engaged, questions are asked throughout. A discussion forum is set up to encourage peer learning and group discussion. At the start of each class, a reflection on the previous class learning is conducted. When it comes to class material, topics are discussed using various tools such as PowerPoint, quizzes, Edpuzzles, articles, Google Maps. This is just to keep things interesting, and it's different to constantly dealing with textbooks and writing out large notes that they mightn't understand. Mix and match was a great game, for example, of using the learning guidance. This basically where they're matching up the image to the correct terminology. While group tasks were used to collaborate on how to make 4 types of veneer matching, it was also done for the Google Maps task as well. Finally, performance was constantly assessed, from light tasks such as quizzes and interactive games to harder tests and their abilities such as the assignments. However, Google Maps is without doubt my best example of helping students make sense of new information by relating it to topics they already know. This was done by creating a group project where they were in control of getting their own information and I offered assistance when needed. Finally, to conclude, I have tried to incorporate what I have learned in my teaching career to date, whether it be in college or classroom. I have tried to create an informative but fun learning experience throughout this course. Gagne's 9 events has also been used for inspiration on providing learning guidance. The main aspect is, in my time even, we were always looking at textbooks, we were always writing notes, and the Google Maps, for example, is a more memorable approach to teaching. So that is why I tried to use that and the likes of WordWall, etc., to create a fun environment for my students. So thanks for your time, and I hope you've learned a lot from my course.